Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys the fastest way to farm out the transcendent mods in the game. Now, this method will work for any transcendent mod in which you're trying to get. Now, the first step that you're going to want to do is actually build up a big stack of mods. The best way to do this is actually to go into the hard mode Devour. Now, you can do this in either a public match or a private match, and I actually suggest doing it in private match. The reason for this is because in private match, you can actually get this boss done in some cases in under 20 seconds with the best types of builds. However, if you don't have the most statted out build, you can still get the boss fight done in under a minute. Now, every time the boss fight is complete, you'll notice that a lot of mods drop out. And it's not about just getting mods. You want to get the highest level mods possible first. That's the first step of this process. And as you can see, when you take down these bosses, it's going to be your highest chance at getting these transcendent mod drops. Now, because those bosses only take a minute, you can get sometimes upwards of 3 to 5 transcendent mods every single time you run this. Now, once you've gotten a pretty big stack of mods together from wherever it is you choose to farm them, you want to take them over to Cillian. Now, you'll notice that when I go to delete my duplicates, it's going to say I have over almost a 500,000 worth of Kuiper, in which I can delete duplicates for. Now, you actually do not want to be deleting your duplicates straight away. There's actually a process you want to go through first before deleting duplicates, and this is how you're going to farm the transcendent mods as well. So what you'll want to do is come down here to combine modules. You're then going to sort your modules by tier. From here, what you'll want to do is you want to take a look at all the transcendent mods you have, and you want to find the ones where you have multiple of the same version. Now, what you'll do is you'll combine any multiples you have. You always want to leave one of the originals there in case you ever want to go back for it and use it later. It's always good to have at least one of each mod. But any duplicates that you have, what you'll want to do is you go ahead and combine them. What this is going to do when you combine the transcendent mods together, it doesn't matter which ones you combine. You can combine any one from any character, from any tier. They just have to be transcendent. Now, once you combine them, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a random transcendent mod. Now, this is actually going to give you a chance at getting transcendent mods in which you don't even have. The best part about this process is that certain transcendent mods, they're only going to drop from specific hard mode bosses. Now, as you guys know, defeating Frostwalker, Molten Fortress, or even any of the hard mode bosses when going to public matches at times can be quite difficult just because of the teammates and the fact that there's certain mechanics you have to learn. Now, if there's certain mods you want to get from those bosses and you don't want to run the bosses, you can just simply use this process. So, like I was saying, if you have a build already together where you can take down Devour really quickly, under 30 seconds, even if it only takes you 2 or 3 minutes, each time you take down Devour, he's going to drop 2 to 3 transcendent mods. So each time you defeat him, you're going to get a chance at this mod. So not only are you going to be able to get all the mods and drops from Devour, you're going to get all these components and stuff to create builds, but you're then going to be able to get the chance at transcendent mods from all of the other bosses as well if you follow this process. Now, another thing to keep in mind when following this process is that you can actually do this with the gold mods as well. If you slot 2 transcendents in at the top layer and then you put some golds in at the bottom, you can actually save some transcendent mods and you're still going to be able to get transcendents that way. So don't just slot in 4 transcendent mods each and every time. What you want to be doing is actually sort of mix and matching a few transcendents with a few golds. What this is going to do is it's going to still give you the chance at the transcendent mod, but you won't go through the transcendents as much. You're going to end up with more of a chance at this every time. Now, the best thing about this process is that you can do this anywhere. You don't have to farm out the hard mode bosses. You can do this anywhere. You can do it at the Sterile Lands farm, the Valby farm, things like that. Any place that drops transcendence will work. The only thing with the bosses is that the bosses are going to drop transcendence much faster, and especially if you already have those builds put together where you can take them down in under a minute, it's much quicker just to go farm out the bosses, get a stack of a couple hundred mods together, and then just come here and combine until eventually you get any other mods that you're still after. So I wanted to sort of explain this process because I know it can be a little confusing with thousands and thousands of mods in the game, but this is by far the fastest way to farm out transcendent mods. Now, if there's one specific transcendent mod that only comes from one specific boss, it's obviously going to be faster to go and just farm that one boss over and over again. But like I was saying, with Frostwalker and certain other bosses that require teamwork, sometimes you just don't have the team put together, or it's frustrating to try to get through the boss. So I wanted to explain that you can still get the mod by just simply following this process instead. So hopefully it helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.